In this video, we'll talk about the top 10 essential vegan substitutes. If you like this video, don't forget to hit the thumbs up button down below. Also, don't forget to subscribe to our channel, Next Gen U. We're here to provide you with fresh, new content for you to enjoy, so hit that notification bell for instant updates. Now, if you're watching this video, you're either looking to expand your vegan list, or you're thinking about making the switch and are looking for ideas. Either way, you're in search of vegan alternatives that are as delectable and appetizing. And we're here to provide you with that. In fact, we have not one, not 5, but 10 essential vegan substitutes you can incorporate into your diet. If you finally decided to let go of consuming animal products, these alternatives should suit you well. Coconut milk in place of dairy milk. Many of our favorite desserts use milk as one of the primary ingredients. You'll see it in chocolate pudding, cheesecake, muffins, and cupcakes, all that good stuff. But if you've chosen to go vegan, that doesn't mean you can't indulge your sweet tooth anymore. So what is the next best alternative? Coconut milk. Canned coconut milk most especially has the same sweetness that regular milk and heavy cream have. You can use it for the goodies we already mentioned, but you can also make other dessert products like chocolate mousse, whipped cream, and some ganache to add more character to your cakes or cookies. You can also incorporate coconut milk as an enhancer for other foods like sweet potato mash, pumpkin soup, and some chickpea tikka masala if you're feeling fancier. Coconut milk isn't only a delight for vegans. If you happen to be lactose intolerant, you can now enjoy many cream-based products with this as a substitute. Flax eggs in place of whole eggs. Just like milk, eggs are present in many of the foods we enjoy. They're in desserts like cookies, cream pies, and are used as a main ingredient for crepes, waffles, and fillings. As a vegan, a good substitute for whole eggs would be flax eggs, which you can make from scratch. All you'll need is about a tablespoon of flax seeds to 2.5 tablespoons of water. The entire mixture takes about 5 minutes to complete. You will have to make some modifications, like adding some fat in the form of avocado oil and figuring out the proper measurements. But once you've laid all that down, you can then turn any of your favorite recipes into instant vegan delights. Use it for your breakfast recipes like omelets, as well as in some of your baked goods. Mushrooms for your burgers. When you talk about burgers, you automatically think about a thick, juicy cut of lean and fatty beef grilled to perfection. It's one of America's great culinary gifts to the rest of the world. Now, obviously, this is something you can't consume if you've turned to veganism. Fortunately, there is a viable substitute, mushrooms. Whether you go with shiitake, cremini, portobello, or oyster, mushrooms offer the same juicy texture as beef does. Yes, you can have the same satisfaction as you would with ground beef, but you're not as filled to the brim and satiated as you would when munching on some red meat. Just ground up some mushrooms, fire up the grill, and have a blast. And with the right combination of flavors like caramelized onions, red wine vinegar, and some scallions, you can have the same level of fulfillment as a carnivore would at a much-loved burger joint. Jackfruit for your meat sandwiches. Everyone loves a good pulled pork sandwich or a luscious carne asada taco. That bread and meat combo along with some fixins would make for an epic meal to remember. As a vegan, you can enjoy the same sandwiches, but instead of beef, pork, or chicken, an equally delectable alternative would be jackfruit. If you haven't heard of it, it's a nutritious tropical fruit that primarily grows in India, Southeast Asia, Mexico, South America, and the Caribbean. In some countries, it is used as a fruit additive for certain desserts. Fortunately, jackfruits have found their way into the western regions of the globe and have been used as a meat substitute. Some people use it for vegan gyros, while others make crab cakes out of them. There are a few who go bold and make themselves some grilled jackfruit pizza. Now that's a treat you can introduce your non-vegan friends to. Tofu bacon. For many people, bacon is considered to be the food of the gods. When cooked right, this piece of thin, crispy, and utterly delectable cured meat makes for a perfect sandwich filling, along with some lettuce and tomato. Many would swear by their BLT as the ultimate heavyweight champion of sandwiches. But what if we told you that tofu makes for a great alternative for pork to make bacon? Some of you may consider this to be a major travesty, but hear us out. Because if you do it right, you can have that similar sensation as pork bacon. A good way to start would be to slice it thinly, almost paper thin if you can. Add some maple syrup, fry it on both sides, and here's the clincher. Hickory smoke these bad boys to give yourself that mouth-watering smoky flavor. As a vegan, now you can enjoy your own BLT. Everybody wins. Seitan. Seitan as another meat substitute. What do you get when you mix some wheat gluten, chickpea flour, nutritional yeast, and some ginger? Some good old seitan. In case you haven't heard of it, allow us to orient you. Seitan is a chewy, protein-rich substitute that vegans use in place of meat. It does look a bit like a meatloaf and bears a distinct wheat taste. But if you do it right, you'll have a delightful experience similar to a carnivore's in a deli. So what meals can you concoct out of some good homemade seitan? Chorizo-style seitan hot dogs would be a good way to start. You can also turn it into barbecue ribs or perhaps some kebabs if you want a bit of that exotic flavor. If you have a sudden craving for some fast food, you can also take out some of your seitan to make yourself some fried chicken sandwich. Now that's something worth having on a cheat day. Aquafaba for egg whites. If you open a can of chickpeas, your first instinct would likely be to throw out the excess water. But in case you don't know, all that water can be used to make yourself some aquafaba. In case you're hearing about this for the first time, aquafaba is the product of whipping all that canned chickpea water for a good 6 minutes. The result is a glorious mixture that makes for a great substitute for egg whites. For some top-shelf homemade aquafaba, you can make yourself some meringues, brownies, mousses, and macaroons. You can also turn it into icing or top it onto a cocktail like a whiskey sour. The possibilities are endless. A favorite among many vegans is making their own mayonnaise out of aquafaba, which is another genius idea. With your own mayonnaise, you can now upgrade your sandwiches or create some special sauces for your mushroom burger. Avocado to make your dishes creamy. Who says you can't turn your foods creamy as a vegan? You most definitely can through the magic of avocados. The health benefits of avocados alone should be enough to convince anyone about using it as a cream substitute. With tons of good fat content, it can help keep your heart healthy and regulate your blood sugar. They also have the sweet, buttery texture that goes well with many dishes out there that requires that extra creaminess. A good way to start would be by incorporating them into your fruit smoothies. All you'll need is about 1/4 of the fruit to give you that creaminess that you initially thought only dairy products could offer. You can even take things up a notch by using your avocados as a base for mousse. But if you really want to go nuts, you can use it as a butter substitute to whip up a batch of moist brownies. Now that's something you ought to try soon. Vegan mozzarella. Vegans can enjoy cheese as much as any dairy lover would. The experience and ingredients may not be the same, but the level of satisfaction would be. Again, hear us out. Because of the rise of plant-based diets, many geniuses out there have found a way to create cheese alternatives. There's vegan mozzarella, which is made up of raw cashews, some lemon juice, and sea salt. But what gives it its cheesy feel is the nutritional yeast that's present. As for the stretchiness, tapioca starch is the key. With your very own plant-based mozzarellas, you can now make your own vegan pizza and parmigiana. You can also add it into some Capri salad. And guess what? You can also make a vegan rendition of other cheese types. There is vegan cheddar cheese that mainly has a nut base, and tapioca, vegan cottage cheese made out of cashews and almond milk, and vegan parmesan. Vegan iron substitutes. Iron is a vital nutrient we all need to maintain and regulate certain functions. Our bodies need iron to transport oxygen into the blood, provide energy, and enhance our immune systems, just to name a few. Some good sources of iron are usually found in meat products like liver, lean beef, chicken, and turkey. But if you're a vegan, a good substitute would be lentils, tofu, legumes, quinoa, and other nuts like pistachio, cashews, and sunflower. You can also find many iron supplements, which you can find in stores or online. What other vegan substitutes should be included in this list? Comment below. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, don't forget to hit that thumbs up button below. Also, don't forget to subscribe to our channel, Next Gen U, and hit that notification bell for instant updates on brand new content.